Hey everybody, it's Dave with Dii. Here we are on our bi-weekly beginning handpan class. We also do interviews, and today we've got a special guest. Her name is Sepideh. She's going to be with us in just a minute. If you've never been to our channel before, please subscribe to the channel below on the little red letters that say subscribe. It'd be great to have you as a subscriber. Also, don't forget we have a Facebook page, Dave's Island Instruments. I think it would be at Dave's Island Instruments. Go there and like us on Facebook. We make all sorts of announcements on Facebook, including these live shows that you're watching today. We also have a newsletter. Go to our website, davesislandinstruments.com. Go down to the bottom of the homepage, and you can find the little subscribe to our newsletter button. You can also find all sorts of other fun stuff on the website. We sell handpans, which is what you see here in front of me right here. We sell ukuleles as well. We also have online lessons. We have a new online lessons platform. It's called the Dii Community. So if you go to the Services tab, go look for online lessons. You click on that, and it's going to take you to the Dii Community. It's a really great platform. I talk all about the handpans that we build here at Dii, and it goes into like enormous detail on all of the different scales and all of the different options that you can play on the handpans that we sell here at Dii. Not only that, you can ask questions, you can submit videos and pictures of you playing and all that sort of thing, and we can contact each other directly on those videos if you have any questions or comments on those. So it's a really great platform. Check it out. We'd love to have you on there as well. All right, with no further ado, I'm going to bring on Sepideh. Sepideh, where are you? There she
Hi.
is. Hi, Sepideh.
Hi, David.
Thank you.
Hello. It's great seeing you.
Thank you very much. Thanks so much for being here with us.
Of course, it's my pleasure.
So one thing I really wanted to bring you onto the show for is because to me you are like an inspirational story of somebody that came to our store and got started playing handpan from basically not knowing really anything about handpans. You just saw them, you were excited about them, and now you've grown into performing and playing for different kind of meditations and yoga, that sort of thing. And I just want us to talk it through, and you're going to tell all the audience about all of the fun stuff you've learned along the way. And also, if anybody out there has any questions or comments, please feel free to post them and put them into the comments section. Daniel is here with us. Say hi, Daniel.
Hi.
There he is. Daniel's in the background watching those comments, and he can read them to us. And if you have any questions, feel free to put those on screen. It'd be great to see those questions, and we can answer them live for you. All right, so just real quick, in case you don't know, this is a handpan. I've got a handpan here in front of me. A lot of people that are watching this already know what a handpan is, may already own one. But if anybody out there that's watching may not know, a handpan is made out of metal, and it looks like a UFO from the side. It's got notes on the top, and sometimes it has notes on the bottom, and it has a hole in the bottom here. We call it the goo port. And it's really fun and exciting to play, and it also is very kind of opposite that. It's always fun, but the exciting part can also be very meditative. So it can be very meditative, it can be fun, exciting, it can be pretty much anything you want it to be, and that's why I think people are so excited about this instrument. All right, so Sepideh, tell us a little bit about your history, and because I don't know if I know the story of you before I met you at Dii for the first time. So like, were you a musician?
Sure.
Did you have any musical experience? Kind of what is your story with music?
Oh my God, that's a wonderful story. So my background is mostly in sports. I've been a national swimming team of my hometown, which is Iran, for many years, and then I switched to canoe and kayak that I could be able to participate in championships, and I did. So my entire life was into practicing and getting better in sports. So after I left and quit being a professional athlete, I continued my journey as a programmer and as an IT technician. So I did a lot of programming and computer and tech stuff. But then the point that I got into this beautiful instrument, which has been super healing and life-changing for me, this journey started 3 years ago. When I first heard of this instrument, and I didn't know what it is. Then at the first time I saw it, a good friend of mine had one, and I started just playing, and I couldn't make any kind of sound. I was just like going, how do you play this? What is this? Is
Yeah.
this a pan? Like how do you touch it? How do you make a sound? So I remember that was the first time I saw a handpan, and I was like, this is really hard. I cannot play one of these. And then after maybe a month or two, I could not stop thinking about it, and I asked around if I can find one, if I can go to a store that is local, and luckily I was introduced to you, David, and
Mm-hmm.
I came to your store and I saw all these wonderful handpans and I fell in love. And definitely I could not walk out of your store without having a handpan with me. So I tried playing guitar before for many years, but it just never worked out for me. I I liked it, but I was never into practicing. I just wanted to be a good guitarist, and then um,
Yeah.
but I didn't have as much as love and passion for the guitar to, I wanted to sing and play, but it was just not me. I feel like sometimes not only you choose an instrument, but also an instrument chooses you.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like for me, this one has been the one because as soon as I rented one at first
Yeah.
from you, David, um, almost every night, I can say up to today, there is barely days that I have not touched my instrument. So
Wow.
almost every day, if it's for 2 minutes, if it's for 5 minutes, if it's for 2 hours, I've been playing.
Yeah.
And I remember there has been many, many days that I was so excited to wake up, and the first thing I would do is that I would go to my handpan and I would start playing. Or at night, my routine was just, turn on a candle, just sit by myself and start playing. So it's been very healing. Um, it's been my best friend. I would like to put it that way.
Wow.
My instrument has gone with me to my trips to South America, to some island hopping here at Channel Islands, to a lot of hiking and backpackings. Um, so yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's a really fun story that you've told. I mean, because from my perspective, you were a customer that came in. I believe I can't remember if you came in individually or if you came in for a class. Do you remember if it was for a class that we were offering, or if you just came in individually?
I honestly I don't remember I think I came for a class for a workshop, and then you let me use one of the pans you had to
Yeah,
just, touch and see how it feels. Yes,
yeah.
the first time was a workshop. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it was too. So, and I do remember specifically that you like you kind of you told us just a second ago, you really didn't know how to touch it at all. You didn't know how to get the sounds out of it. A classic, like in my words, a classic beginner, right? So
Yeah.
you had a lot of those same struggles that a lot of beginners have, is just getting the tone out of the instrument and that sort of thing. Um, and then you went on to buy one from us later, which I was super duper thrilled about. And I'm glad that you're
Yeah.
still playing it, right? And do you have it there with you?
Oh, of course. This is my first and best handpan, which I don't think if I ever want to let go of this one. I really like it. This is a D minor, or at your store, I know you call it sunset scale.
Yeah.
And what I love about this scale and this instrument specifically, first of all, is the touch of this
Mm.
instrument. It's like even just like small touches of this instrument has a very wonderful sound. And
Mm-hmm.
mostly for me as the person who is playing it, there is a lot of back and forth energy being transferred from me to this handpan and from this handpan to me. A lot of vibration, a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So yeah, and this has been really good to not only play for sound healing and meditation and yoga sessions, but also I've been doing solo playing, and also I've been jamming in with a lot of wonderful musicians and friends who play guitar, who play Persian santur, who play tombak, which is an Iranian goblet drum, like the percussion with cajon, a lot of different instruments.
Yeah.
There is unlimited what you can do with this instrument. It's unlimited. It's yeah.
Yeah. You know what is really inspiring about you also, not only have you just taken the journey of learning how to play the handpan, but you've also taken the initiative to find other musicians to play with and find other places to play the handpan. And sometimes that can be a little bit confusing to some people. They don't always know how to insert themselves into new situations like that. So what was your first performance? Do you remember your first performance or the first situation that you went into with a handpan?
Yes. I remember my very first performance, which I had, I think, over 100 or even more, maybe 150 audiences, was at a church that I played for Christmas. Um, and it was, I think if I'm right, it was a Korean celebration, and I was so honored to be there and
Uh,
play this instrument.
yeah.
Yeah, so that was my very first performance in Los Angeles, in a church.
Wow. Wow. How did that get
Yeah.
coordinated? Uh, did you contact them? Did they contact you?
No, that's really awesome because when you play
Uh-huh.
either, outside at a beach or at friend's house, people really get interested in what they hear and how you affect them. They don't forget it. So I played at a friend's house, and I remember a friend of friend was really excited, and he was like, "Oh, we are organizing this gathering and this ceremony for New Year and Christmas. Would you be interested in playing?" So he contacted me and he gave me all the information and he asked me if I can play.
Yeah.
And yeah,
That's
that's how it
awesome.
started. I was just playing at a friend's house just
Yeah.
just for fun.
No, that's wonderful. I love hearing these stories. These are such good stories. Um, so before we move on a little bit too far, I want to get back to asking a few more questions. But would you mind playing a little bit of something for us so that everybody can hear your
Of
amazing playing?
course, of course, definitely. Would you like to hear the sunset scale, or would you like to hear the F pygmy?
Whatever moves you at the moment. I think that would be beautiful. Just
Okay,
whatever you want.
sure. I think I'll start with this one, with
Okay.
the D minor one. Yeah.
Love it. So awesome. Thank you so much,
Thank
Sepideh. That's
you.
great.
Of course.
Absolutely beautiful. It's again
Definitely.
from knowing you from when I first watched you walk through the doors and not know how to play the handpan to watching you play now. It really is a joy, and it just brings a smile to my face because I look at
Uh,
and I look to see what you're doing right now, and there's a lot going on. So there's technique things that you've learned, there's musical things that you've learned, and so I kind of want to get into that a little bit. So as a beginner, uh, How did you kind of figure out the techniques that you're using? Did you watch videos? Did you just do a lot of practice? And how long did you practice every day? Like, did you have a regimen? Like, tell us a little bit about the
Yes,
techniques you've learned.
I would say all of the above, David. Um, First of all, as you mentioned, the first meet I had with your store with your instruments and with the handpan community was a workshop at your store, which I actually got to get familiar with the basic rhythms and how it works and how to touch the
Yeah.
instrument. Um, so that's how it started. And then I started looking for YouTube tutorials and see what I can teach myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also was super open to ask people about it. I remember I would come to you and I would ask, oh, David, like how do you do this? Or like
Yeah.
how do you make this sound? Or how do you do the slap? Or how does this work? So it's really okay to ask the people who are advanced and who are more experienced. And everyone was really nice, super
Yeah.
nice to tell me how it works. And then I also had a session, a class with this amazing player, Adrian Porcia from Australia.
Uh-huh.
I remember he had a performance in LA, and the way that he's a great percussionist as well. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember I couldn't follow his hands like as fast as he would go
Right.
with this instrument and with calabash that he had. I fell in love. I was like, oh, this is wonderful, and I learned a lot in that session from him. Also practice, practice, practice. This is a golden key, I can say, to just because the more you practice, the more you come up with new rhythms. Of course, the techniques are super important to how to learn the striking techniques to new things, how the slap works, how to make different sounds from the ding or each tone field or the octave and the fifth, all of those. But then I feel like, at least for me personally, this instrument was all about creativity. So
Yeah.
this is not something that you want to, memorize. This is something that you want to create. And that's what I love about this instrument, because you have to really be creative.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
No, it's interesting because that was going to be one of my next questions was because a lot of people ask, do you have to learn a song? How do you learn to play it? Is it a song? Do you learn it? Or is it always like you're just making it up? In musicians' language, that'd be called like ad lib. So it sounds like what you do is you don't really make up songs. You don't play the same song over and over again. You just kind of make it up. You might have some ideas, right, that you play off of? Or how does that work with you?
That's a great question, David. Sorry, I'm putting this one
Oh, no problem.
on the floor. That's a great question, because I think at some point, maybe after 1 year of playing, I felt I was having a blocker. And I'm being completely honest with everyone here, because I feel like I've been hearing this from other players, beginner players as well. So after a while, you like, oh, there's a blocker. You're just stuck with two or three songs or melodies with, or the rhythms repetitively just play those.
Yeah.
So I think that was limiting me. I was thinking that's about it, but I wanted to do more. But the point that I realized this is not it, and I can be creative. The moment I accepted that this is about creativity
Yeah.
and coming up with what feels good. Um, Not that something I heard and I knew it's good. Something that feels good when I play personally before playing for someone else, or for a big concert, or in a sound bath or sound healing gathering. First of all, see what feels good to you, so you would understand when you tune in with your instrument. Um, it comes from heart. That's
Yeah.
how I feel. And then the fact that you can start with a very basic rhythm. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. It
Yeah.
can be very basic, but it sounds amazing. And then when you start from that basic rhythm, you can add up to it. You can use ding, and then you can have ghost notes, and then you can change the notes, maybe using A and then use F instead. Um, Creativity, practice and creativity.
Yeah, absolutely. So another thing too that's by the way, I recall that you had a like a desk job. You were working IT or something like that, some kind of computers job that you were working. And I just think it's
Yes,
striking that you're talking about creativity because I think sometimes those computer jobs they can be monotonous or the same kind of coding or whatever. It's like not. I don't know if it is creative or not, but do you find that getting I think you left that job, right?
I did. I
Yeah.
did.
So, do you find that the creativeness that you're finding with the handpan is something that kind of keeps you going, or how does that? I just think it's striking that you had a job that was kind of like a computer's job, but now you're really enjoying the handpan, which is kind of a creative. It seems like two opposite things.
I do.
How do you? What do you think about that?
Exactly. I think you made the point here. These two things were really opposite. So I'm really happy about this decision I made for my personal inner voice. So I listened to it because I wanted to be creative. I wanted to be able to have this freedom to be in nature, to play, to use this skill and use this passion of um, making nature, bringing nature into sound and music. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Because I every weekend, so I had this office job, right, from Monday through Friday, from 7, 8 o'clock in the morning till 5, 6, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
sometimes. And what would make me feel better to be able to continue was, after 7 or 6 p.m., I would go for a running for some sort of workout, and then I would play my instrument
Mm-hmm.
every night. But then I realized this personally doesn't work for me. So on weekends I would go into nature, I would go for backpacking, hiking, and I would take my instrument with me, and I would feel so good. So on Sunday I would come back and I would feel, oh, I feel alive. I
Yeah.
feel alive.
Yeah.
So when I had that experience, let me put it this way, when you taste the sweetness
Ah.
of life or something in life, then it's harder to forget about that pleasant texture, that
Sure.
pleasant taste.
Yeah.
So I tasted it, and I chose to have it every day
Yeah.
instead of having it based on a weekend on a Saturday or Sunday. I wanted it every day.
Yeah. Hey, Sapita, we've got a question here.
We got a question from
Sure.
Diva. Diva D. Hi,
Diva D.
Diva.
Hi,
Oh, it's
Diva.
Diana. Hi, Diana.
Diane. Do you, Sepideh, do you improvise at your concerts and when you do healings, or do you have sequences or songs you play over and over?
That's a great question, Diana. Diana, I think playing at a concert for me has been same but very different from what I do in sound healing and sound bath gatherings. The difference that I found for my personal playing was at a sound healing and a sound bath, it's been really important to um, play slowly and meditatively and relaxing. So it could be completely repetitive when you play at a sound bath or yoga session or meditation session. It's okay to play repetitive, but play not surprisingly, I would say. So I wouldn't
Hmm.
use a lot of ding or percussion when I play for meditation and for sound healing. And that's the main difference I see from playing for healing versus playing at a concert, which I may use couple instruments or which I may use a lot of percussion techniques on a handpan. So I would say yes and no to answer your question. For the sound healing and sound baths, yes. A lot of reputation, a lot of simple basic rhythms. But for a concert, I would say it's different. It's more of maybe having this wave of ups and downs, going faster, going upbeats, and then going a little bit lower or slower. I
I'm
hope I answered your question.
Sepideh, I am so impressed with you because I'm telling you, it's amazing. You are so a different person now, a completely different musician than when I first met you. I love hearing your stories because they're so accurate. You're speaking the language of music, and it's just amazing how much you've learned. Can you give us a
Thank you so
sample, like a
much.
quick sample of what you might do at a sound healing?
Sure, sure. Yeah, definitely. Ah, yay, this is my most favorite thing to do. Can I actually ask all of you to maybe close your eyes and
Ah.
take a deep breath, just relax, because we forget. Just close your eyes and relax for a minute.
That was lovely.
Thank
Really was.
you.
Thank you so much. And it really does matter having your eyes closed versus open. I find that fascinating. I think when you have your eyes
Wow.
open and you're watching somebody play, it somehow is slightly distracting. And then when you close your eyes, your brain shifts somehow and just hears the music.
It does, it does, it
Yeah.
does. It's about, I feel like the music and sound, um, we're all dancing all the time, and either we're dancing more slowly or we're dancing faster. So this helps us if you learn how to really inhale this music, this sounds. I feel like we can have this dance more rhythmic, more um what is it, flowy. I
Yeah.
think that's a better word that I was looking for, flowy. Yeah.
Yeah. So another question a lot of people have, and sometimes they don't always state it out loud because they're nervous to say it, but some people, especially when they start performing, quote unquote performing, like we've been talking about, they get performance anxiety and they get nervous, right? Have you ever had it happen to you where you get on a performance and all of a sudden your hands get really sweaty, or you're shaking a little bit or anything like that? And if you did get those kind of things happening to you, how did you overcome it and how do you deal with that sort of thing?
Sure. Um, that's a great question. I think at my very first performance, I was feeling it the most,
Yes.
because I was also on a stage and I was looking at all the audiences. It was really it was different, and so one thing that has been helping me all the time has been remembering to take a breath, because especially um, when we are anxious for some reason, we really forget to, I know we are breathing, that's how we're alive, but we really forget to how to take a breath.
Yeah.
Like maybe we cut ourselves, like we have a lot of tension, and then we like maybe if we are not aware, we are taking really short and fast
Yeah.
breaths. But then when we become aware, maybe just a minute before walking into the stage, just give yourself a hug and tell yourself, hey, you're doing great. You're here and you made it. And take a deep breath. That's how it's been helping me. After that, for my sound healing and sound baths gathering and all the collaborations with the amazing yoga instructors and sound healers, my experience was I was telling me this sentence. I was telling myself, if I am in tension and if I am not calm, then how am I able to transfer this relaxation and this great energy to other people if I am not calm?
Yeah.
So I found it really important that first of all, it's important that you are in calm and you're smiling and you have this good energy with you, yourself, and your instrument. Then you're able to transfer this great energy to other people and transfer this healing energy. So first of all, it was my connection with myself and my instrument.
Mm.
So if I'm aware, if I'm playing with awareness, if I'm walking into the stage with awareness, if I'm calm, then I can transfer this great energy and calmness to other people.
Yeah. Yeah. You have really embraced this so well. It's just really amazing. I've got a few more questions for you. If anybody else has questions for
Yes.
Sepideh, feel free to put them in the comments section. We'd love to hear from you. We've been getting comments all along, which has been really fun. I think people have been seeing them on the screen.
I like this comment right here.
Okay.
Please post more about hikes with drumming. Would love to join a group hike.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That sounds like a lot of
of
fun. Oh,
course.
yeah. Yeah, so I know,
Yes.
Sepideh, you go out all the time and do adventurous things, don't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I was telling David and Daniel the other day. So first, for most of my backpacking, I take a very big backpack with my tent and all the gears that I need. For the last two backpacking trips that I did, I decided to let go of most of the things that I take, except the very mandatory ones, and take my handpan with me
Of course,
instead.
yes.
So imagine on a 10-mile hike or like a 15.5 mile hike, you're taking this instrument with you, which is a great workout.
Yeah, yeah,
You are an athlete.
yeah,
10 miles.
But
Wow.
then you get to a point that it's really quiet. It's you and nature, and you brought this best friend with you, and you play.
yeah. No, I
For
agree.
sure, for
That's one thing
sure.
I make them all the time, and I'm surrounded by handpans. But that's one thing that I find the handpan is unique with. I feel like it's a catalyst for me to do different and unique things. So, like if I say to myself, I want to go to the beach, and then I go, I don't really want to go to the beach. Then I say, but if I bring my handpan, then I really want to go to the beach,
Yeah.
you know, or whatever it is, or go to the mountains. For some reason, whenever I bring my handpan, it gives me a purpose and more reason to do that fun activity.
That's a great excuse because you're taking yourself to the beach because of
Yeah,
your handpan.
yeah, yeah. It's fun.
That's
Diane
awesome.
is
Awesome.
saying, hey, let's get together in San Diego.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yes.
Diana, if you plan something,
Awesome.
maybe we'll show. You build it and we will
Mm-hmm.
come.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. So
Wonderful.
there's also some questions about the business of doing performances and that sort of thing. It seems like you've kind of navigated this pretty well as well. For instance, I don't know if you're charging money for anybody. Like, you don't have to talk about the money really, but how do you engage with people, and how have you found the advertising working? And is that like a separate part of your brain that you have to turn on in order to figure out how to do the business aspects of setting up gigs and that sort of thing? And then when you get to the gig, like you turn on another part of your brain, which is like the creative part of your brain. How does it work with you with the business side of working with the handpan?
It is, David. I think it is a completely straight part of my brain and my body that have to handle this part. Um, so what I do is, first of all, what has been really important has been connection, has been connecting to people and talking about what you do and playing your music and offering it as a healing gift. That's how I look at it. And yes, to answer your question, I think especially because now this is my one of my main careers, I think it's nice to have this energy exchange because you put this effort, you put this time to go to set up, to practice, to play. So I really think it's really nice to have this energy exchange. Um, but sometimes there has been a lot of gigs and gatherings that I felt like, oh, my heart just wants me to go and play.
Hmm.
You know, that is different. Sometimes you just feel like something is really aligned with you and your intentions, and you just want to offer this gift to the universe. Um, so I would say just it's important to go with your heart feelings
Yeah.
and make those connections and play at the places that you feel being comfortable, you feel you can offer yourself. And I found it really, really important to collaborate and to co-create with the people who are at a similar same frequency as myself, or we are aligned with what we would like to offer to this universe and to people as of healing, as of or even if it's just music, if it's not meditation or sound healing involved. I feel like it's really important when you jam in to go with people or with someone who is flowing with you. As I said, I feel like we're all dancing all the time, so who can dance with you, you know. Just like when I play with David, like I think I jammed in with you maybe 2 times now. It's just it's very easy.
Yeah.
It just comes super natural when you
Yeah.
feel like you found people that you can dance with. It just comes. You don't have to put a lot of energy and effort. Um, when it seems and feels right, you know it.
Yeah.
It's as I said, it's a heart feeling. It's super natural.
That's interesting. Very well said. So
Actually, I like this statement by
oh,
Athena.
okay.
So well spoken, Sepideh, and informative. Thank you so much for sharing this joy you found with us.
Absolutely.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Thank you, Athena. So, one final question for you, Sepideh. So, I know that you grew up in Iran, and you're now here in America. Do you find that the music that you had, the cultural music that you had as a child, and maybe you're surrounded with your family, does that influence the way you play at all, and how you, or maybe the musicians that you play with, or how does that cultural aspect work with your handpan
Hmm.
playing?
Wow. This one is a hard question. Um, Traditional music in my country is very strong, very powerful, and very beautiful.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. Um, Me growing up, yes, I've been listening to different sort of musics, and I think as I got older, um, I chose to listen to more of traditional and more of instrumental, like Kamanche, or more of something that it's what is the right word for it? I don't know if it's healing or if it's more of uh instrumental, as of it doesn't necessarily have to has a lyrics to
Yeah.
transfer the energy and transfer the message.
Right.
Only the music, that music could resonate with me. So I think as I got older, I mostly chose to listen to those type of songs, and I was reading a lot of Rumi, and it was just so great. These two would go together very, very well, very, very well.
Yeah.
But the way that I play, um, I think I'm more into playing meditative, and that's how I like, because that resonates with me and
Yeah.
my personality. I can do both definitely, and it's nice to do both and have this ups and downs and the flow and the wavy, transferring energy. But I think I mostly play melodically and meditatively. Um, yeah, and also there is one scale that I love the most, and I talked to you about it, which is Hijaz, which is more of Middle
Yeah.
Eastern texture, which takes me back home to
Yeah.
my childhood, which I feel like, oh, I'm in a cartoon, and I can imagine myself playing
Yeah,
this
sure.
instrument on a rug.
Yeah.
Because was it Aladdin that it had a rug that it was
Yes,
flying?
yes,
So
yes,
when I
exactly.
play
Aladdin.
Hijaz,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So when I play Hijaz, I totally see myself sitting on this flying rug of Aladdin and then playing this instrument and just
Yeah.
dancing.
Oh, that's super cute. I love it. Yeah, no, I'm fascinated. I think the handpan to some degree is, since it's so new to the world, it's almost one of the first world instruments because I don't know about you, but I hear people play from all sorts of different areas of the world, and it doesn't really have a distinct sound. Like, for instance, the steel drum, which I'm familiar with, has a very Caribbean sound, right? It
Yes.
sounds like you're from
Yeah.
the Caribbean. They play the soca music, and it sounds Caribbean. If you play violin, it sounds typically it's like from Italy or European, that sort of thing, right? It has a specific kind of sound to it. There's other instruments like didgeridoo you might consider Australia. That's
Yes.
definitely Australian,
Yeah.
Whereas the handpan, it seems like it crosses the borders. Do you see the same kind of thing happening? It doesn't really have a home to some degree.
I agree. I feel like the home for a handpan is everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Some people ask me or tell me, "Oh, is it coming from Africa? Is it coming from Middle East?" And when I say, "Oh, it's coming from Sweden, or it's coming, Pan Art made it first in Europe," and they're like, "Oh, it's European. Oh, we thought it's Middle Eastern, or we thought it's South American." So
Yeah.
as you say, I feel like this music is for all over the world. I don't think if it has one region, it's worldwide.
It's
It's
definitely,
global.
it's really amazing. It's fun to be a part of. So, hey, guess what, everybody out there in YouTube land? Sepideh and I have a surprise for you. We're actually playing tonight, or this afternoon at 4:30 p.m. here in Long Beach at the Library Coffee
Yes.
Shop together.
Woohoo.
So if anybody's local and wants to come on down, we're going to be there at 4:30 to 5:30, just playing the handpan together and enjoying ourselves. So I'm really looking forward to that, Sepideh, because you and I, like you mentioned before, we jammed together a couple times recently, and I really feel the same way. It was just so effortless. It just felt very comfortable to play with you, and I was just so happy and elated that we were able to communicate like that, because music really is like a method of communication. And so it was really fun to be able to communicate with you on a new level, because the level that I had first met you on with, was just on the interpersonal level. We were just kind of chatting about business and all that fun stuff. But now we can communicate musically, and it's just really fun to explore that and to enjoy each other in a new way.
David, I feel so grateful for this. I'm very blessed. Thank you so much for what you do for this community. I told you many, many times, thank you so much. And I'm so grateful to be able to play with you, to get to a level that I can play with you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, I have something to show the audience and to you. I need people to make a decision. So get on your keyboards right now, everybody that's watching, because I'm going to ask you a question. It's going to be like an A or B. So which one do you like? Do you like A or B, right? So the first part of the question is, what do I wear to the gig tonight? So I'm sure Sepideh probably already knows what she's going to wear. But I kind of wanted to get the opinion from everybody out there. What should Dave wear to the gig tonight? So first option is my DII shirt, which I think is an excellent option personally. But my second option is, because I've known Sepideh for a while now, and I know that she likes color a lot. And if you notice, her hair has some color in it. What color is it right now, Sepideh? What color is your hair?
It's purple. It has some blue.
It has a
nice
little
blue,
purple and
but
bluish in it, right?
purple.
All right, so here's my second option. So what do you think? My dad bought this for me a couple weeks back. What do you think?
I love it. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. We're
All
so
right.
matching tonight, David. We're so
All
matching.
right, so which one, in the comments, put thumbs up or something like that for the DII shirt is A, I
Aw.
guess. And the purple shirt is B. Well, we'll find out. We'll look at it later to see if people tune in and put those little. What do you think, Sepideh? Purple or black? Which one?
I loved it. What if you do both? Like for half of the playing, you come with the purple one, and then go change, come with the DII t-shirt. I love both. Of
Oh
course.
man, a
It's
costume
fun.
change? Absolutely, I'm there. I'm gonna totally do. Oh, Ellie says second. Okay, she likes the color. Yep. Okay, excellent. Yep.
We got two. We got two. There's another one.
Definitely
Definitely
two.
two.
Okay, all right, all right. We're seeing these come in
That's
now.
my sister.
Yeah, okay. Oh, B. Rob says B, which is the color. Oh, man, we are smoking. Okay, this is great. Thank you, everybody out there, for watching. Is there anything else we need to follow up with, Sepideh? We've got our gig. We told them about the gig at the library at 4:30. I wanted to give them your Instagram. Do you want people to communicate with you on Instagram or anything?
Yes. Please feel free to find me and follow me on Instagram, which thanks to Daniel, he put it here, Sepideh. You can also find me on YouTube on Sepideh channel, and you can email me if you have any questions or if you want to collaborate. Feel free to email me at sepideh@gmail.com. But I hope to see you if you're local. Come to our gathering today at the library coffee shop in Long Beach. And it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Seppi. Do you want to play a little music while we fade to black on the video here?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Definitely.
Thank you so much. See you in a little bit. Sepideh. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Of course.
Thank
Thank you. Yay, bye.